So if everyone can, that first heat, let's get animals headed in there. So Novea Dick, Aaron Jansen and Heidi Beliski, Mackenzie Dillabo, Jace McCabe-Haig, and Janelle Bannerman, and Tessa Dillabo, Titan Haig, and Brody Pasholka. If you guys can make your way, get your animals into the chute. We're going to try to get started here in a couple minutes. So let's get headed in towards the ring. Once you get in, we double check power. We're going to make sure that everyone's ready to go, and then you'll have your 20 minutes. Nevea Dick, Aaron Jansen, and Heidi Beliski. If you guys can make your way to the ring, as soon as you get here, please bring your animal, and we'll be ready to start our team grooming competition. Hey, kids in the ring, just everyone turn your blower on. I want to make sure all the blowers are working. Just turn it on. Everyone just don't blow anything, but just turn it on, make sure everything's working. Leave them on for a second so we don't blow any breakers. Make sure it's all working. Turn them on all the way. Okay, turn them off. We at least know they're working. That's a good sign. Is everyone kind of ready? Okay. You guys are going to have 20 minutes. If you've got everything, go ahead. Your 20 minutes starts now.
tell me everything must pass. Nothing here around us is ever meant to last. Spread that light around you, hold it to your breast till it's over.
So we'd like to thank our sponsor of the team grooming competition, Keddy's Tack and Western Wear. They're not just horsing around at Keddy's. They're your one-stop shop for all your Western and workwear, along with many other things. Keddy's been serving the Grand Prairie area for nearly 50 years. Go check them out in the trade show area or head on down to the store at Keddy's Tack and Western Wear. Thank you very much for being our team grooming competition sponsor. Great to have Keddy's part of the Peace Country Beef Congress for 2025. So what we've done, for anybody that's joining us in the room or anybody watching online, we've split our team grooming competition into two different heats. So our judges are going to evaluate the first three groups. Each group will have 20 minutes to groom their animal. We'll pull those animals out of the chutes, and then we'll bring in the next draft of 4 teams. They will have their 20 minutes to groom. Then we will give everyone a 2-minute time just with the animal standing to kind of spruce them up before our judges clean them up and do their judging competition for our 2025 team grooming competition here as part of the Peace Country Beef Congress. Again, we'd really like to thank our sponsor for this event, Keddy's Tack and Western Wear here in Grande Prairie. So competitors, that's your first 5 minutes. This is your first 5 minutes. You have 15 minutes left.
Are pouring Papa's ranch. Take away my trembling fingers. I'll take away that faithful itch. It's because I am just a wandering man that I need you now to take my legs, or else I'll ramble on until I wreck the song. Take it all to set me free, I beg. Take it all to set me free, I beg. Take it all to set me free, I beg.
in the driving rain, found John's out hitting on the liquor again. It wasn't too late, about 10:30 when he let loose what the cat dragged in. It was a Sunday. And then morning came in, morning when he tried to make me pay the rent. Said, I ain't got no money for you, can I pay my way with these dancing shoes? Thought I was kidding. Brother, what you owe me, I can't count on anymore, till the police come and knocking on our door. We'll be burning down the house, tear it to the ground, burn it up, tear it down, burning down the house. Well, I spent some time in a backwoods town, ain't nothing to do 'cause there ain't nothing around. Deputy sheriff ran around the block, but the streets are empty and the doors are locked. Got pretty lonely. And that preacher there came
So this is your 10-minute warning. You are halfway through your time.
Can I pay my way with these
You've got about 10 minutes left in your grooming competition. 10 minutes left.
Father, what you owe me, I can't count on anymore, till the angels come and knocking on our door. We'll be burning down the house, tear it to the ground, burn it up, tear it down, burning down the The world outside is mad and cold. You don't grow up, you just grow old. Soon it's over, so they say. But God Almighty, till that day, we'll be burning down the house, tear it to the ground, burn it up, tear it down, burning down the house. We'll be burning down the house, tear it to the ground, burn it up, tear it down, burning down the house.
So here's your 5-minute warning. You've got 5 minutes left. Just leave your cattle in the chutes, guys. Just leave your cattle in the chutes. You still have another 3 minutes. We're just going to leave the animals, get all your stuff done, leave your animals in the chute, and our judge is going to talk to everyone when the cattle are still in the chutes. You've got 3 minutes left. Can all of our draft 2 competitors start making your way to the marshalling area? So our second draft, team 800, 804, 805, and 806. Chelsea, Austin, and Lacey. Lee, Cole, Reagan, Wyatt, Kendall, and Gabby. And Sam, Elizabeth, and Max. If you guys can get your animals and start making your way to the marshalling area. 2 minutes left, teams. Okay, 30 seconds, guys. Get your last few things done. Okay, time is up. Let's shut our blowers off. And let's just stay in the chutes for a second. Time's up. What we're going to do is Garen and Trinity are going to come around and just talk to each individual team. So just stand by the front of your chutes, and Garen and Trinity are going to talk to you. If you are in split 2, please make your way to the marshalling area. As soon as our judges are done talking to our competitors, we're going to pull the animals out, and these 3 animals are just going to stay in the ring. They'll stand by our picture backdrop area, and you guys can tie up along the fence there or just hold them. And then once we're done, we'll let the other 4 teams do theirs, and then we'll bring everyone back in the ring so that our judges can give us all some comments and give us some placings. So we'll just let our judges have a couple minutes to talk to all of our competitors, and then we'll pull cattle out.
Ain't it hard to settle down? Now ain't it hard to settle down? When in the dark you hear that freeway sound, and every morning in the sun, yeah, every morning in the sun. Well, it's every frozen chimney like a gun. So Indigo City, why do you get me down? Indigo City, kicking me to the ground. Now down in the cellar, lots of noise. Yeah, down in the cellar, lots of noise. Well, they keep on dancing, all the good girls and boys. And I can't stop to turn it off. No, I can't stop to turn it off. No, whisper something to you short and soft. So Indigo City, why do you get me down? Indigo City, kicking me to the ground. Indigo City, why do you get me down? Indigo City, kicking me to the ground.
So again, we really like to thank our sponsor of our team grooming competition, Keddy's Tack and Western Wear. They've really stepped up and sponsored our team grooming competition today as part of the Peace Country Beef Congress for 2025. Their store here in Grande Prairie, they're more than just Western wear. They're a complete farm store. So great to have Keddy's Tack and Western Wear as our team grooming sponsor. So our judges are just going through some individual comments with each one of our team in split number 1. Once they're done with their comments, we're going to pull these 3 animals out of the chute, and our draft number 2 is ready at the marshalling area. They're going to come in, and we'll let them have their 20 minutes. And then once we're done, we will do some judging on our final 7 animals, and our judges will give us some placings, and we'll crown some winners. Okay, looks like our judges are done some comments. You guys can go ahead and pull your animals out of the chutes. Take your tack and stuff with you. What we're going to do is have you 3 animals, if you just want to stand over towards the picture area, and we'll just hold you guys over there while our next teams come in. So go ahead and pull your animals out to the picture area. Each one of you team members can do that. And then everyone else, leave your blowers, but take the rest of your equipment with you. And then we'll have our split 2 come in for the next round. I'll plug that blower back in. Okay, split number 2, you guys can come on in with your animals. So you 3 animals just stay close. So you're going to come back in a few seconds, or 20 minutes. You can just keep your animals close in the marshal area there. You can come back in. Our other next 4 teams, go ahead and make your way in and pick a chute and get set up as quick as you can, and we'll be ready to go. Once everyone gets their animals tied in, we're going to turn our blowers on just to make sure that everyone's got power. Okay, everyone, just turn your blower on to make sure it's working and we're not going to blow any breakers. Everyone got power? Okay, go ahead, turn them off. Everyone ready? Okay, guys, your 20 minutes starts now. So teams, this is your 5-minute in warning. You've used up 5 minutes of your time. You've got about 15 minutes left. 10-minute warning, guys. You've got 9.5 minutes left, so we'd really like to thank our sponsor again for our team grooming competition, Kenny's Tack and Western Wear here in Grande Prairie. We'd like to thank Keddies for being part of our team grooming competition and our entire Beef Country Beast Congress for 2025. Make sure you take a look at their display here in the auditorium. After our competition and we announce some winners, we're going to have about an hour lunch break. So you'll be able to grab some lunch. Concession is open, as well as make sure you get around the arena here. We've got some great vendor tables around the arena. Some of our sponsors and vendors are around the arena. Take a look at all of the great tables and displays. Keddies has a great setup over there with some water systems and some of their cool supplies. More than just a feed store and a tack store and a western wear store. They've got a little bit of everything at Keddies. Okay, members, we're going to let you guys pull your animals out. We'll get the 3 animals from the first split to come in, and we'll let you guys pull your animals out, and we're just going to line them up along the back in between the chutes and the pens. The other members can take your grooming supplies back to the barn, and then come back in and join your team. And we're going to get some comments from our judges. We'll get these animals all kind of lined up so everyone can see them. Okay, so if we can get our teams from the first split to come in. So what we're going to do, for everyone to be able to see, we're going to get our teams from the first split to make a lap around in front of the chutes. So come in front of where I'm announcing here, right in front of Garen and Trinity. Take a hard right. No, come this way. We're going to walk backwards. I know. I got the mic. You have to listen. Come and walk with those. Bring that white heifer right in front of everyone. So we're just going to have these kids make a big track around the circle. I know we've got some chutes in the middle. So we're just going to take a big walk around and get everyone to follow that first split. So out of this isn't the exact order, but it looks like that red team would be Nevaeh Dick, Aaron Jansen, and Heidi Beliski. Our next team would be Mackenzie Dillabo, Jace McCabe, and Janelle Banman. And then our next team, just go right in front of the chutes, that's fine. We're just going to get creative in our room here. Hopefully everyone can see these heifers as we're walking around. Out of our split number, we had the team of Sam Lee, Elizabeth Calder, and Max Scogan. Next should be the team of Lee Sholigan, Cole Triber, and Reagan Dillabo. Then we had the team of Wyatt Beliski, Kendall Weeb, and Gabby Doibus. And the team of Chelsea Triber, Austin McIntosh, and Lacey Schmidt. So these are all of our competitors in our team grooming. Our judge is going to take a quick look at the cattle here, and then they'll come up with some comments for us. But you know what? Before we turn the mic over, let's give all these kids a big round of applause for a very, very good job. This is one of the new contests here at the Peace Country Beef Congress. We would really, really like to thank our sponsor, Keddy's Tack and Western Wear, right here from Grande Prairie, one of our great sponsors at the event here, and definitely a store that's been in business for 50 years serving the Grande Prairie area. And I tell you what, you need anything in the North Country, Keddy's Tack and Western Wear is a place to go. They're not just horsing around at Keddy's. They're your one-stop shop for all your Western and workwear, along with so many more things. Keddy's been serving the Grande Prairie area for nearly 50 years. So we do want to make sure you stop in over the lunch break here at their trade show booth in the auditorium here, and stop over and talk with the folks from Keddy's, or on your way home, stop in at the store. We really appreciate Keddy's Tack and Western Wear being our team grooming competition sponsor. We're going to turn the mic over to Trinity. I'll have to give her the actual mic. Trinity is going to take the mic and give us some general comments, so make sure, members, you all listen, and then we'll come up with some winners here of our competition.
So before we select our reserve and then champion, I'm just going to go through some general comments. Most of these, pretty well every team has to work on for the future, so I'm just going to go through them. So yeah, just a reminder to everybody, honestly, filters are probably the most important thing and what set you apart, because if you do the show halter wrong, honestly, in many competitions you've lost right there. So you want to make sure you put that show halter on underneath your rope halter right off the bat. Honestly, just for safety reasons especially. The amount of times I've seen kids lose an animal because they don't put that show halter on right, have it fitted properly. It's a super important thing. So making sure it goes underneath that rope halter and is clipped in properly, and doesn't and the rope halter doesn't come off until you leave the chute. Because these aren't like typical chutes and your animal can still slip out of them, especially if they're not tied in. The legs and such, and just making sure you're using metal combs, it's going to help you pull through that glue a lot easier, and you're going to have a better overall finished product. Making sure you're using the proper products on your legs and such. So tail adhesive, prime time, those are the only real glues you should be using on your back legs. Anything like natural hold or anything isn't going to give you the best product at the end. We saw a lot of teams using a lot of communication, and that was really nice to see. Using this as a teaching moment is super important, especially those older members taking those younger members under their wing and really teaching them something. We didn't like to see younger members just being pushed to the side and just doing minuscule tasks the whole time. We wanted to see them leaning in to see what older members were doing, helping, just trying stuff out. This is the time to try new things. And we love to see younger members that possibly took this time to learn something, and older members who were good leaders. Every team could work on their time management skills for sure. Just making sure you're using your whole time wisely. If you know certain points are going to take longer, start at those and work your way forward. So starting out those backs and top lines, those are definitely your most important and what is going to set your overall finished look apart. And if you know you're not going to have time possibly for those fronts, as me and Garen talked about, it's honestly better to have really good backs and to have that tail head clipped in properly and top line, and just leaving those fronts if you don't have time, than doing everything and having your overall look unfinished, not having time to clip all those 4 legs properly. So that was probably the biggest thing. So with that, Garen's going to go select our reserve champion team, a team that worked really great together. They got all points pretty well touched. Overall, they just used their time wisely, and nobody was left out. So that he'll go select the reserve champion team now.
Well, thank you very much for those comments, Trinity. This is our reserve champion. Our reserve champion is going to be team number 804. The team of Lee Sholigan, Cole Triber, and Regan Dillabo is going to be our reserve champion in our Keddies Tack and Western Wear Team Grooming Competition for 2025.
And I just have a few comments for our champion team. This team really set themselves apart. They touched pretty well everything on this animal. There wasn't any major flaws at the end, and overall, just a great team. They led each other really well, great communication, and overall, they just did everything very well. So Garen's going to go select our champion grooming team.
The walk to find a champion. Don't screw up, Garen. He lost his place. 805 is going to be our champion. Congratulations to Wyatt Beliski, Kendall Weeb, and Gabby Dobas is going to be our champion team. Congratulations to members. Awesome job. We'd really like to thank again our Keddies Tack and Western Wear, our official sponsor of the team grooming competition. It's an honor to have Glenn Keddy here to present the awards. So we'll get some pictures. All of our other members, thank you guys very much. Let's give them one more big round of applause to all these kids, both our champions and all of our competitors. A great job in this great new competition. Thank you very much to Glenn Keddy from Keddy's Tack and Western Wear, our official sponsor of our team grooming competition. We are going to let everyone, if you do have a chute in the ring, if you guys can come and grab a chute, and if you did let us use a blower, please come and grab your blower so it gets back to your rightful stall. We're going to start the rest of our competition. Looks like we've got about a 45-50 minute break. 1 o'clock is when we are going to start things this afternoon. 1 o'clock is when we're going to go with the pen of 3 and our commercial heifers. So between 1 and 1:15 is when we're going to start. So go ahead. Concession is open. Head over, take a look at some of the great display booths in the arena here, and we'll have a lunch break here until we go at 1 o'clock. Well, good afternoon, everyone. We are ready to go with our Pen 3 commercial heifers. I think we're ready to get our afternoon of our show here as part of the Peace Country Beef Congress going. We're going to move through our Pen 3 commercial heifers. We've got two great pens of heifers. I would like to thank our sponsor, County Pump Out, as our official sponsor of our Pen 3 commercial heifers. We've got two pens of heifers we're going to bring in. Get our judges to judge them. Anybody just joining us, our judges for the weekend here have been Garen Skeels and Trinity Martin. Great to have them from the Rimby country up here evaluating our cattle all over the weekend. So we're going to start, this is going to be our Pen 3 commercial heifers sponsored by County Pump Out. We've got two groups of heifers. The first pen should be pen number 500. This is our senior commercial heifers from Crooked Creek Cattle Company. Warren and Maria have been raising cattle for over 15 years alongside their children, Stephanie and Charles. They've started a purebred Charolais herd. These heifers, along with some bred cows, are the start of that herd. Great to have Crooked Creek Cattle here with our show number 500 in our commercial heifers. A great pen of tan heifers here from Crooked Creek Cattle Company. So put those heifers into their pen. We'll bring our second entry into our Pen 3 commercial heifers. Next pen is going to be our black heifers coming in from Sorensen Cattle Company. This is show number 501. Sorensen Cattle Company and Minnie Creek Farms is a fourth-generation family farm located in TB Creek, Alberta. They run a mixed operation consisting of Black Angus Simmental Cross commercial cows, along with a small herd of Black Angus purebred females. This year will be the first year that they are consigning 3 bulls to the Heart of the Peace sale, along with females and bulls available by private treaty off the farm. Murray and Nicole, along with their 3 sons, Bradley, Adam, and Carter, invite you to stop by and have a look at the cattle anytime. This is out of their commercial program here of Sorensen Cattle Company. So back in the barns there, we are going to be looking for our steer classes to start making your way to the marshalling area as soon as we're done with our commercial heifers here. So that open steer show class, we are going to be going in 5-10 minutes. So make sure you're starting to make your way to marshalling area. Our open steer class is next. We're going to turn the mic over to our judging duo for today. Judge Garen Skeels is going to give us some comments on our Pen 3 commercial heifer class.
Well, it's really nice to see some of these commercial classes starting to pop up. I mean, it's good to show off what you're trying to do with your programs and what you're trying to breed for. I think both of these heifer pens are going to be good in their own ways and usable in their own programs. They're very different from each other, and we're going to go with the black heifers here as our first place heifers. I think that they're a little bit more uniform in their type and kind. I think there's a little bit more power in their middle and a little bit here. But I really like the frame size of these tan heifers. I think you breed these tan heifers right, I think they're going to be really, really nice, usable females in their own way. And I love the hybrid vigor that those tan heifers are going to be able to bring forward in the future. Both sets of heifers have really nice feet on them. Look to have pretty nice teat placements. It's a little hard to get right in there with those heifers, but they seem to be very usable pair of heifers on both pens. So thank you very much.
Well, let's put on and congratulate our winners in this class. First place in our Pen of 3 commercial heifers is going to go to Sorensen Cattle Company. We're going to get some pictures. I want to thank our sponsor again. Country Pump Out is going to be our sponsor. We'll get some pictures just right beside the pens, I think. If there's a representative from Country Pump Out, if you want to make your way to ringside, we'll get some pictures. We'd like to thank them very much for their sponsorship. So first place again in this class is the entry from Sorensen Cattle Company. We'll let those Sorensen heifers go back to their pen. Congratulations again to Sorensen Cattle Company, our champion Pen of 3 commercial heifers. And our reserve champion in this division goes to Crooked Creek Cattle Company. Pen number 500 are tan heifers. Congratulations to both Sorensen Cattle Company and Crooked Creek Cattle Company, our Pen of 3 champions. Let's put our hands together and congratulate our commercial heifer winners. We'll get those alleyways set back up and heifers can head back. And then we're going to move into our open steer show. We'd really like to thank our sponsor, Country Pump Out, our sponsorship of our Pen of 3 commercial heifers. So if our open steer show split number 1 can make your way to ringside. We're going to be looking for entries from RG Farms, Fogel Farms, Sweet Creek Ranch, Janelle Ramsey Pratt, Chanley Jasmine, and Haley McLaughlin. If you can make your way to ringside, we're going to be looking for split number 1. Okay, so steer exhibitors, we've got, you're going to have 5 more minutes. We are going to go here at 1:30. But if we do have that class, if you're ready, make it to ringside. That first class, RG Farms, Fogel Farms, Sweet Creek Ranch. We've looked Cooper Fletcher, Chanley Jasmine, and Haley McClanahan. If you can make your way to ringside, as soon as everyone's here, we'll start with split number 1 of our open steer show. Well, it sounds like we've got a class ready to go in the Marshall area, so we are going to go with class number 1. For our judges to evaluate, this is our open steer show. First up is going to be entry number 216. It's Blackjack, exhibited by RG Farms. Entry number 228 is going to come in next. Tim, exhibited by Fogel Farms. Entry number 223, Bus, exhibited by Sweet Creek Ranch. Entry number 224, Donald Trump from Sweet Creek Ranch. 227 is going to come in next. Enzo from Chanley Jasmine. Entry number 207 is Buddy, exhibited by Cooper Fletcher. And entry number 218, Home Run, exhibited by Haley McClanahan. So those are our entries into split number 1 of our open steer show, sponsored by MNP Grande Prairie. Thank you very much for your sponsorship of our open steer show this afternoon. So our judges today, Garen Skeels and Trinity Martin, have been involved with junior livestock programs all their life. Both spent 10 plus years in the 4-H program and actively involved in the Young Canadian Simmental Association program. Currently they sit on the boards, the Alberta YCS and the National YCS program. They've been very actively involved, showing and setting up some of the great junior programs. In addition to the great junior events they've been part of, they're actively involved in their Anchordy Ranch, Simmental, and Charlet operation at Rimbey, Alberta, a family-run operation. They have market 2 sales a year, a bull sale in the spring and a female sale in the fall. Through the great showing and exhibiting of cattle that they've done, they've been able to sell cattle to Canada, the U.S., Australia, and Mexico. It's been an awesome experience for both of them. Great to have Garen Skeels and Trinity Martin here to evaluate our show today. We're going to get some comments here on our first split in our open steer show.
So the two steers out in front, behind there, we're gonna leave them to talk about when we talk about the overall champion open steer. Moving into the third place steer, this big full blood calf. I mean, we talked about him yesterday. I love this steer. I think he's got so much pounds to him. He's got so much mass to him. I love his big broad top to him. How much muscling, and he's still got pretty good feet underneath of him for how big he is. But I think he's just too big for this stage right now. I mean, we're looking at it as if they're all coming in to this class aiming for the same target date to be done. As they are show steers, they're not big feedlot steers. I think if this steer's in the feedlot, he's going to make this young lady so much money. But it just begs the question, come show day when he's supposed to be done, is he going to be overfinished? Because he's just so big and powerful now. But having said that, I do love this calf. These next two steers, these are a pair of calves with just so much frame to them, so much top to them. I really like both of them. We ended up sorting the black calf above the Solaire calf just due to his more of a show appearance to him. I think that there's a little bit more top to this calf as well. But a pair of calves that both these young ladies should be very proud of. I think they're going to do really good down the line for these two young ladies. Moving into the kind of the oddball calf here. Not quite as big framed of a steer. He's got a lot of pounds underneath of him, though. I mean, you look at the depth of rib on this calf, the muscling, the length here. There's so much in that loin. But I think he's just not quite as framey enough today because I think he's going to just slow down, come towards show day on that final stretch. He's just going to not carry the pounds and the punch as the rest of these calves in front of him. And then to round off our class here with this full-blood steer, he's just coming in a little bit greener than the rest of the calves today. I don't think he's got the start that these other calves have got to be able to move him up any further today. So thank you.
Well, let's put our hands together and congratulate all of our competitors. Advancing, we're going to see back entry number 218, home run from Haley McClenahan, and 223 bus from Sweet Creek Ranch. Third place, entry number 224, is Donald Trump from Sweet Creek Ranch. Entry number 216 is fourth place, is Blackjack from RG Farms. Fifth place in this class, entry number 228, Tim from Fogel Farms. Sixth place, entry number 207, is Buddy from Cooper Fletcher. And running out our class, entry number 227, is Enzo from Chanley Jasmine. Congratulations to all of our exhibitors in split number 1 of our open steer show. We're going to see those top 2 entries back, home run and bus, and then we're going to move into split number 2 in our open steer show. We should have 8 entries coming in for our split number 2 of our open steers. Again, we really like to thank our sponsor of our open steer show, MNP Grande Prairie. Great to have MMP on board for all your accounting and consulting needs. MMP Grande Prairie. So same as we did yesterday, we're going to bring the top 2 calves back from each one of these splits, and then we'll crown ourselves a champion and a reserve champion. So into split number 2, we're going to go in our steer show. First in, entry number 226 is Franklin from Chanley Jasmine. Entry number 225 is Hickory from Sweet Creek Ranch. Entry number 210 is Jim from Fogle Farms. Entry number 200 is KMS Joker 70M from Triber Farms. Entry number 222 is Maverick from Sweet Creek Ranch. Entry number 203 is Rockstar from Kendall Weeb. Entry number 206 is Bubbles from Nevaeh Dick. Entry number 217 is Bulletproof from Gracie Ventimiglia. So these are our entries in split number 2 of our open steer show.
You'll never guess the places that I've been. You never guess the places that I've been. 'Cause everything is like a dream, yeah, but only in that dream that I live in. I'm never gonna let the day begin. Never gonna let the day begin. 'Cause everything is like a dream, yeah, but only in that dream that I live in. Oh, don't wake me up before you go, and I'll just make this bed my home. Oh, darling, please just let me sleep. Give me my dreams.
Back in the barn there, guys. We are going to have our championship class next, and then we will move into the heifer class. So we are not taking a break to stay till 2 o'clock. We are just going to kind of continue on through the day. So we are just in our second split of steers. Still have to place them and then have our championship class. We'll be close to 2 o'clock, but we are not waiting for a certain time. We are just continuing to roll through the day.
Never gonna come down from above, 'cause everything looks better from above. Nothing's ever as it seems, yeah, except in that world that I dream of. Never gonna lose the ones I love. Never gonna lose the ones I love. 'Cause everything
We'll get some comments here on split number 2 in our open steer show.
This is a pretty interesting class. I mean, we got a lot of different types and kinds in here. The 2 steers we're moving on, we're going to talk about a little bit later, but the full-blood steer here that we're using in the third, I think this is a really nice usable calf. I think there's lots of natural muscling on this steer. He's got a nice broad top to him. He's got good feet. I mean, this is obviously a steer show, but you got to look on those feet too. These calves got a long ways to go still, so we want these feet to work really well for them for a long time. If I were to change them, I'd like to see a little bit more length to them and just give them a touch more of a frame size. And on the contrasting, we're going to use this Solaire steer here next. I think this calf's got tons of frame to him. I think he's got lots of natural muscling and really good rib shape once again. If I were to give him a little bit more, and why I went up with this full-blood steer here instead, I think that there's a little bit more pack of a punch on that top line and just a little bit more in that rib shape than them. But I think this calf's a really nice calf that's going to grow really well and do good in that sense. Moving into this red steer here, if I were to change him, I'd like to see a little bit more muscling in that hind quarter, and then also just to fix up his feet a little bit. They get pretty flat on those backs. But this is a nice calf that I think has a lot of potential in the terms of feeding wise. I think he's going to really grow into that top line really nicely, grow into that middle quite well. But I don't think he has quite the show appearance to move him up any further, and I'd like to fix up his feet, like I said, to move him up any further today. These next 3 black steers, kind of all similar in their types and kinds. We ended up going with I think the most framey and the steer with the most top line to him. To go here, and then moving into a bit more of a masculine made steer, not quite as showy as the calf in front of him, but a calf that once again has lots of punch in him and really good in that front 1/3 in terms of how much is actually there, but just not quite have the show appearance of the calf in front of him. And then round him off, I just think that this calf could use a little bit more power, a little bit more frame size, but all 3 of these calves I think are pretty similar in their type and kind, and if you would like to switch them up in your own head, I think you could justify those reasonings. Thank you.
Well, let's put our hands together and congratulate our winners in this class. Apologize. Google's texting me. Here, for coming back out of this class is going to be entry number 200 from Triber Farms. It's KMS Joker 70M. As well from Sweet Creek Ranch is Maverick, entry number 222. Third place, entry number 226 is Franklin from Chanley Jessman. Fourth place, entry number 210 is Jim from Fogle Farms. Fifth place, entry number 225 is Hickory from Sweet Creek Ranch. Sixth place, entry number 217 is Bulletproof from Grace Ventiligmia. Entry number 206 is seventh, and that's Bubbles from Nevaeh Dick. And running out our class, entry number 203 is Rockstar from Kendall Weeb. A very, very good set of steers in split number 2, as we are going to now move into our championship class in our open steer show. We're going to be looking for entries out of that first split, entries from Sweet Creek Ranch, and entry from Haley McClenahan. And then our 2 entries that came out of split number 2 from Triber Farms and Sweet Creek Ranch. Those 4 steers can make your way back into ringside. Okay, come on back into the class. Out of our first split, we've got entry number 223. It's Bus from Sweet Creek Ranch. And entry number 218 is Home Run from Haley McClenahan. Out of our split number 2, entry number 200 is KMS Joker 70M from Triber Farms. And entry number 222 is Maverick from Sweet Creek Ranch. These are our 4 steers vying for our Grand and Reserve Grand Champion in the MMP Grand Prairie Open Steer Show Championship class. We're going to get some comments here on our championship class from Judge Garen Skills.
Well, I mean, these calves are quite a nice set of steers here. I think the steers here that we have, we're pretty happy with. I mean, there's a couple bit of different types and kinds in here. From the first class, a pair of very solid steers. I mean, either one of them are pretty comparable, very well made in terms of their natural muscling, their length, their top lines. These are a really nice pair of calves here. Moving into the second class, these two don't really match each other a whole lot, but if you're talking about the black steer, there's so much natural muscling there, so much show appearance, and then moving into this full-blood steer, you know, you can just see the depth of rib on him. This is a calf that's got beautiful feet. He's got good frame to him to be able to move into those feeding situations. Both of these calves are going to be really nice on that stance too. With that, Trinity's going to go select our reserve and then our grand. Thank you.
I'd like to thank our sponsor again, MMP Grand Prairie, our Open Steer Show sponsor. Our reserve champion. Oh, that's our grand champion first. Our grand champion goes to Triber Farms. KMS Joker 70M is going to be our grand champion. And our reserve champion is going to go out of our first split to entry number 218, Home Run from Haley McClenahan. Congratulations to Triber Farms on our champion steer. And our reserve champion goes to Haley McClenahan with entry number 218. We're going to bring those steers around for some pictures, and we'll let the other 2 steers exit. Congratulations to our winners. Once we are done our pictures, we're going to try to get into our heifer class. So if you're in that first split of heifers, please start making your way to the marshalling area. Once the pictures are done, we're going to be looking for Willow Creek Scimitals, Takori Karn, K-Cow Ranch, Shelby DeSment, Willow Creek Scimitals, and Emily Jasmine. Please make your way to ringside at the marshalling area as we are ready to start our Farm Credit Canada Open Heifer Show, split number 1. Well, thank you very much again to our sponsors of our Open Steer Show, MMP Grand Prairie. And again, congratulations to our winners, Triber Farms and Haley McClanahan. We're going to move next into our Open Heifer Show. This is our biggest show of the day. We've got 4 splits of heifers in our Purebred Open Heifer Show. I'd like to thank our sponsor of our Open Heifer Show, Farm Credit Canada. Six entries into our first split of Open Heifers. Leading off the way, entry number 129 comes to us from Willow Creek Semitals. It's MMWK Lynette 208M. Second entry in is entry number 110. It's Due Time from Takori Kran. Entry number 126 is K-Cow Teacup 15M, exhibited by K-Cow Ranch. Entry number 128 is Desment Dalsmith 1M from Shelby Desment. Next entry is entry number 130. It's RST Denali 9M, exhibited by Willow Creek Semitals. And entry number 105 is Arbella from Emily Jasmine. 6 entries into this split number 1 in our Farm Credit Canada Open Heifer Show. Emma, what number are you? So I do apologize. We do have an added entry into this class. Enter number 106 from Nevaeh Dick. It's MMWK Miss Jessie 53M. Well, this is definitely a very, very tough class. You can see that judges taking lots of time on this incredibly tough pack of heifers. Garen's going to take the easy way out and let Trinity talk on this tough class of heifers. Here's Judge Trinity Martin with comments on split number 1.
So yeah, as you could tell by the time it took us to sort through this class, this was extremely tough for Garen and I to come to a conclusion on. What it came down to is just structural integrity. Overall, I think these third and fourth place heifers are extremely stylish, powerful females. But when you look at them from the ground up, I think they just start to lack a little bit in foot integrity, maybe just on the move a little bit. Moving down into this fifth place animal, this black baldy here. Just like to free her up on the move for sure. She just struggled quite a bit. Just like to, again, fix her up in that overall hoof structure. But overall, these three females are really strong set of females with a lot of power and style, and so that's why it was just so tough for us to sort through this class overall. Moving into this smaller black female, again a really feminine made female. I just like to maybe extend at her front end a little bit, lengthen her out over her top, and just overall just got outpowered today in this class. And then we rounded off the class today with this red female. A female I just like to smooth her out over that tail head. She just breaks a little bit in that top, but overall, again, a really clean made feminine female. Yeah, overall, a really great set of females, and Garen and I had a lot of fun picking through them, so thank you.
Well, let's put our hands together on this very, very tough class of heifers. 2 heifers we're going to see back in our championship class. Entry number 110, Due Time from Takori Karn. And entry number 126 is K-Cow Teacup 15M from K-Cow Ranch. Third place goes to entry number 130. It's RST Denali 9M from Willow Creek Semitoles. Fourth place to entry number 106. It's MMWK Miss Jessie 53M from Nevaeh Dick. In fifth place, entry number 129, MMWK Lynette 208M from Willow Creek Semitoles. In sixth place, entry number 128, it's Desment Dalmus 1M from Shelby Desment. And running out our class, entry number 105 is Arabellum from Emily Jasmine. Tremendous set of heifers here for split number 1 in our Farm Credit Canada Open Heifer Show. We're going to see those top 2 heifers back, but we're going to move next into split number 2 in our Open Heifer Show. I believe we have 7 heifers coming into this class. Leading off our class here, there's going to be entry number 108. It's Russ Miss Memphis 41M from Crooked Creek Cattle. Entry number 121, it's K-Cow Beauty 39M from the K-Cow Ranch. Entry number 111 is going to come in next. This is Kuntz Miss Moses 426M from Shortgrass Farms. Crooked Creek Cattle Company is bringing another entry in. Entry number 109 is Miss Molly. Triber Farms brings us entry number 100. It's Foxtail Just Rose 130M. Entry number 122 is next. EMF Missy 410M from RG Farms. And last entry into this class is entry number 115, WFL Black Annie 4117M from Beliski Farms. 7 entries into split number 2 in our Open Heifer Show. We'll get some comments here on split number 2 from Judge Garen Skeels.
A little bit even an easier class for us to sort through today, but nonetheless still a very strong class. In third place, we're going to go with this full-blood female here. The length, the top to her, the actual amount of natural muscling to this female, she easily made it up to this third place spot. Today, she just didn't have quite the depth underneath of her and the free mobility to be able to move up any further in this class. This limo heifer, she's no slouch. This is a really, really nice, broad-topped female with tons of muscling to her. I think it just kind of gets into the frame and the actual foot structure. I think I prefer on the full-blood female to move her up above the full-blood female today. This is a really showy made short-horned female here. I mean, she stands there with tons of presence to her. She's really nicely square made, great through her lines and all of her thirds, but she just gets overpowered by the two females in front of her. She doesn't quite have the natural muscle, the natural amount of body shape to her as the two females in front of her. And then moving down to these two Shar heifers here, kind of very similar in their make and model. I think they're just a little bit greener today to move them up any further. The reasoning behind why we placed them the way that we did, I just prefer the foot structure on this Charolais heifer versus that one to move them vice versa. Thank you.
Well, let's put our hands together and congratulate exhibitors in split number 2. Advancing that we're going to see back entry number 121 is K-Cal Beauty 39M from K-Cal Ranch. And entry number 115, WFL Black Annie 4117M from Beliski Farms. Third place goes to entry number 111. It's Coonsmith Moses 426M from Shortgrass Farms. Fourth place, entry number 122, EMF Misty 410M from RG Farms. Fifth place, entry number 100 is Foxtail Just Rose 130M from Triber Farms. Sixth place, entry number 109, it's Miss Molly from Crooked Creek Cattle Company. And running out our class, entry number 108, it's Russ Miss Memphis 41M from Crooked Creek Cattle Company. We're going to see those top two heifers back in our champion class, but we're going to move over next into split number 3. We do have one scratch in this split. Entry number 119 is not going to be showing today. Should leave us 5 entries into split number 3 of our Open Purebred Heifer Show. Again, sponsored by MMP Grande Prairie. So we're going to lead off our class. Entry number 104 is going to come in first. This is Dusty's Foundation 4048, exhibited by Lucas Dennis. Next entry in is going to be 101 from Triber Farms. It's KMS Daisy 82M. Crooked Creek Cattle brings us our next entry. Entry number 120, it's GR Made 93M. Entry number 117 is Triber Erica 831M from Triber Farms. And the last entry into the class, entry number 114, Marmalade from Crooked Creek Cattle Company. 5 entries into split number 3 of our MNP Grand Prairie Open Heifer Show, split number 3. We do want to remind everyone we've got the silent auction going on here for another 10-15 minutes or so. Silent auction table is over there at the end of the bleachers, kind of in the breezeway between the entrance into the arena and in between the bleachers. Make sure you get over there, put your final bids in. We're going to close that at the completion of our Open Heifer Championship class. So we've got a couple classes before that happens. But we want you to make sure you head over there and take a look at those silent auction items and get your bids in to support the Peace Country Beef Congress for 2025. We really want to thank some of our vendor sponsors that have been in the arena here with some display booths and tables. Great to have them supporting the Beef Congress here. Ole Farms, Country Junction Feeds, Keddy's Farm and Equipment, Trow Nutrition, Alberta Beef Producers, Foster's Agri-World, Lewis Cattle Oilers, Clear Fab Manufacturing, Alberta North Auctions, Bullseye Feeds, and Peace Country Beef and Forage. Some of our great vendors. Make sure if you get a break before we shut down the show tonight, walk through and talk to some of those vendors. We've had a great group of sponsors as well. Would like to thank the MD of Greenview for being one of our great venue sponsors. We had an awesome Cattleman's Choice last night. Bloom Enterprises was our major sponsor of that. Foster's Agri-World, our complete showmanship sponsor yesterday. And Douglas Lake Equipment and Country Junction Feed stepped up to help for the Junior Steer and Heifer Show. I want to thank those guys all very, very much for supporting the junior activities yesterday. Foster's Agri-World, Douglas Lake Equipment, and Country Junction Feeds. We've got some comments here on split number 3. Judge Trinity Martin.
So this black and white heifer we have here in third, a really nice, stylish heifer. She really hits you with the amount of power she has over her top, and just overall, she has a lot of depth and spring a rib. Overall, it just came down to foot structure again for us with this female. Overall, I'm not sure just how well her feet will hold up, and obviously, we hope that all these females will go on to make good, durable, long-lasting cows. So that's definitely what we're looking for. Moving on to the black female we have in fourth here, a female that I think that just got outpowered again here today. Maybe like to just fix up those front feet, lengthen her out a bit in her front end. But overall, a really feminine made female with a lot of power. Rounding off the class today with this tan heifer, a heifer that I think just got overall outpowered, just in her size and possibly just in her depth. And yeah, just a heifer that I think just needs a little more time. She's just a little greener, but overall, really nice heifer.
Well, let's put our hands together and congratulate everyone in split number 3. The 2 heifers we're going to see back in our championship class. Entry number 104 from Lucas Dennis, it's Dusty's Foundation 4048. And entry number 120 from Crooked Creek Cattle Company, GR Made 93M. Third place in this class, entry number 101, it's KMS Daisy 82M from Triber Farms. Fourth place, entry number 117, it's Triber Erica 831M from Triber Farms. And rounding out our class, entry number 114, it's Marmalade from Crooked Creek Cattle Company. Congratulations to all those exhibitors. We're going to see Lucas Dennis and Crooked Creek Cattle Company back in our championship class. We're going to take a quick minute here to clean the ring. Well, we're going to have split number 4 ready to go in the marshalling area. We've got split number 4 that's going to come in next. 6 entries into split number 4. And then we're going to move into our championship class. Well, looks like we're ready to go with our split number 4. So go ahead and make your way on in here. We're going to start off with entry number 102. It's Bella, exhibited by Kendall Weeb. Next entry in is going to be entry number 118. It's Triber Maisie 88M from Triber Farms. Entry number 116 is Cruella from Fogel Farms. Entry number 120 is next. It's Tina from Emily Jasmine. Entry number 112, Shortgrass Moonbeam from Shortgrass Farms. And last entry into this class, entry number 113, Shortgrass Montana from Shortgrass Farms. 6 entries into this split number 4 in our MMP Open Heifer Show. We'd like to thank MMP Grande Prairie for being our major sponsor here of our Open Heifer classes. We've got this split to finish, and then we will move into our Grand Champion Open Heifer class. Our top 2 from each one of our previous splits will make their way back into the ring, and we'll crown ourselves a champion Open Heifer for the 2025 Peace Country Beef Congress. We want to thank some of our other sponsors that have been with us throughout the weekend here. The Tire Pro Incorporated sponsored our junior clinics the first 2 mornings here. I'd like to thank Tire Pro for being our junior clinic sponsors. Some of our friends of the Peace Country Beef Congress, the Alberta Angus Association, Dawson Creek Veterinary Clinic, Wild Rose Repo, Transcon Livestock, Peace River Municipal District, Sorensen Cattle Company, Jay's Tub Grinding, the Alberta Limousine Association. We had a great banquet last night. I'd like to thank some of our dinner sponsors, the Alberta Simmental Association, Bear Creek Animal Clinic, and Mosaic Veterinary Partners. We've got a ton of great auction items in that silent auction sale, and we want to thank some of our definite sponsors for that. DBK Embryo Genetics, Blazing J Semitals, K-Cow Ranch, Triber Farms, Rio Grande Angus, Black Rose Photography, Shortgrass Farms, RG Farms, the Alberta Shorthorn Association, Simbad Butchers, and NCL Clyde. We've got everything over there from some commission credits to bull sale voucher credits, 50% off of a flush from DBK, some speakers, some different fun things you can bid on and take home. Take a look at that silent auction items. We're getting down to the end. We're going to pull those sheets right before our Supreme Champion class. So we've got a little bit of time, but make sure you go get your final bids in over the next couple of classes. We're going to get some comments here on our 4th and final split in our MMP Open Heifer Show.
Well, this black baldy heifer in 3rd here, I really like her type and kind. I think she's got a lot of natural muscle to her. She's long made, and she gets out on the move good. What's going to separate her today to move her up any further is going to be her foot structure. I think she just gets a little shallow in those heels and just gets a little long in those toes. I think if you had a stronger foot underneath this female, she could move up today. She's a very nicely balanced heifer, but ultimately we couldn't move her up anymore because of that. The black female here coming into 4th, this is going to be a heifer that in her type, she's not too bad. She's got lots of depth to her. She's got some natural muscling to her. In her lines is where she's going to fault today. She just cuts up in a bit in that top line. You know, you can see it in that shoulder when she's out on the move, and you can see it in that top line. She's cutting up quite a decent amount today to move her up above this black female. I just think this black female has a bit more of a nicer top to her to be able to swap them around. But ultimately a very nice heifer. Moving into this other black heifer here, she just starts to roll underneath of herself on her back hinds. That's going to be a structural issue of the future. But right now this is a nice long-made female. She's fairly feminine in her front end, and she's got a good nice rib shape to her. But I think that's going to be a bigger problem in the future for this female than the other problems on the females above her. Moving into the shorthorn female here to round off our class, she just slopes into those hooks and pins. I'd like to fix up her front and back feet a little bit, but this is a female with lots of style to her. She's very feminine in her make. She's got a pretty good rib shape to her, and honestly, a pretty nice top line as well. Thank you very much.
Well, let's put our hands together for our exhibitors in split number 4. Our top 2 that we're going to see back are from Shortgrass Farms. Entry number 112, Shortgrass Moonbeam, and entry number 113, Shortgrass Montana. Third place in this class, entry number 116, it's Cruella from Fogel Farms. Entry number 102 is fourth place. It's Bella from Kennedy Weeb. Fifth place in this class, entry number 120, is Tina from Emily Jasmine. And rounding out our class, entry number 118, it's Triber Maisie 88M from Triber Farms. So we're going to see those top 2 heifers back from all of our splits as we move into our championship class from our MMP Open Heifer Championship class. Looks like we've got some heifers lined up, and we are ready to have a championship class in our MMP and Farm Credit Canada class sponsor and our division winners here. So out of our first split, we've got the heifers coming in out of our first split. Entry number 110 is Due Time from Takori Karn, and entry number 126 is K-Cow Teacup 15M from the K-Cow Ranch. Out of split number 2, entry number 121 from K-Cow Ranch, it's K-Cow Beauty 39M. And entry number 115, it's WFL Black Annie 4117M, exhibited by Beliski Farms. Entry out of our third split, 104 from Lucas Dennis, it's Dusty's Foundation 4048. And entry number 120, it's GR Made 93M from Crooked Creek Cattle Company. And out of our fourth and final split, entry number 112 is Shortgrass Moonbeam from Shortgrass Farms. And entry number 113, Shortgrass Montana, again from Shortgrass Farms. Let's put our hands together for all of our exhibitors here in our championship class. And our judges are going to go out and select us a champion and our reserve and then our champion heifers this year. We'd like to thank again our sponsor. Our class sponsors have been MNP Grande Prairie, and our division sponsors, Farm Credit Canada. We're going to get some comments here on our champion heifer class. Again, we'd like to thank our sponsors very, very much, our division champion sponsors, Farm Credit Canada, here in our Farm Credit Canada Championship class. But we're going to get some comments in this class from Judge Trinity Martin.
So this is an awesome set of heifers that Garen and I have back in our champion drive. A real mix of different breeds and types, and it's really good to see. Overall, I think it was just nice to honestly just look past all the breeds and the colors and just look at which ones we thought were just going to go on to make the best cows, because that's what all these females are hopefully going to do in the future. We are looking for maternal qualities. We're looking for a good foot structure. We want these females to get out well on the move. But at the same time in saying this, this is a prospect show, and so we still want them to have that overall look and style to them. Starting in our front with the black heifer, overall this heifer is just a really well-made heifer. She maybe isn't as stylish as some of the other heifers in this champion drive, but overall she's super long made. She's got a lot of power and rib shape, and overall a super nice heifer. Moving in to the Hereford heifer to her right, a heifer that absolutely just hits you with all the power and shape she has on that standstill. Just a super cookie cutter, great show heifer. She has a lot of length, and overall just like super cool heifer. Moving in to the other Hereford heifer, a super feminine made, super easy on the move type of heifer. Garen and I really love this heifer for her length and style, but she still carries all that depth and power underneath of her. And then to her right, we have this super long made again heifer, another heifer that's again super easy on the move. Love a lot of qualities about this heifer, hard to poke a hole in her. Super cool maternal heifer. And then this white heifer and this black heifer that came in the next class, both super long made, feminine, stylish heifers that we really appreciate. They have really good feet underneath of them, and overall I think they're just going to make great cows. And then rounding off with these two full-blood heifers. Overall, these heifers just carry a lot of cow power. They're very powerful females, and overall, just really got to appreciate them. And with that, I think Garen will go select our reserve and then our champion.
Let's put our hands together. Thank you very much, Trinity. Garen's going to go out and find us a reserve champion first for our 2025 show. Again, I'd like to thank our sponsors, MNP and Farm Credit Canada. Out of our second split, congratulations to KCal Ranch, our reserve champion. Is entry number 121, KCal Beauty 39M from KCal Ranch is going to be our reserve champion. He's going to stay in that same split. Congratulations to our champion is going to be Beliski Farms with entry number 115, WFL Black Annie 4117M. Congratulations to our champion from Beliski Farms and our reserve champion from KCal Ranch. Well, we'll get some pictures of our champions. Again, we'd like to thank very much our sponsors, our class sponsors, MNP, and our division champion sponsor, Farm Credit Canada. For our champions, congratulations again to Beliski Farms, our champion female, and our reserve champion, the KCal Ranch. We're going to let all the other heifers exit the ring, and we're going to get some pictures of our champions. We do want to remind you guys we're getting close to our final call for silent auction items. Once we get our pictures done, we've got one class of a pen of 3 purebred heifers, and then we will close that silent auction down and move into our Supreme Champion class as we're getting close to wrap up the Beef Congress for 2025. Well, congratulations to Blisky Farms and the KCAL Ranch. We'd like to thank our sponsors very, very much. Farm Credit Canada for your banner sponsors of our Grand and Reserve Grand Champion Open Heifers from our 2025 Peace Country Beef Congress. Again, congratulations, Blisky Farms, our champion, and KCAL Ranch on their Reserve Champion Open Heifers. Well, that's going to bring us to our second last class for 2025. We're going to get a couple more pictures done, and then we'll move into our Penna 3 purebred heifers. I'd like to thank our sponsors, the County of Grande Prairie number 1, going to be our sponsor in the Penna 3 purebred heifer class. Well, we're going to move next into our Penna 3 purebred heifers. First up, we're going to have a set of heifers from Crooked Creek Cattle Company. This is entry number 400 in our Penna purebred heifers. 3 entries coming in. Crooked Creek Cattle Company, Warren and Maria, have been raising cattle for over 15 years, and along with their children, Stephanie and Charles, have started a purebred Charolais herd. These heifers, along with the bred cows at home, are the start of this great herd from Crooked Creek Cattle Company. These 3 heifers represent the program, 3 Charolais heifers. This is our first entry in the Penna 3 purebred heifers. Again, we'd like to thank our sponsor, the County of Grande Prairie number 3. Crooked Creek Cattle Company, entry number 400. So again, those are our Charolais heifers from Crooked Creek Cattle Company, entry number 400. This is your second call, final call warning for our silent auction items. You want to get your last minute bids in on those silent auction items at the conclusion of this class. Emily's going to go over and pull those sheets. So you want to make sure you head that direction and get your bids in. At the completion of our Penna 3 heifer class, we are going to pull those sheets. So coming in, this is now 401. This is our Solaire pen entry from North 42 Cattle Company. North 42 Cattle Company will host their online bull and female sale February 16th and 17th on DLMS Farmgate timed auctions. Heath and Jennifer Barnfield, along with their family, operate a 200 head herd of purebred Solaire cattle. One of the concentrations of the barn fields at North 42 Cattle Company has to source and bring in some outcrossed new genetics to Canada, and definitely you want to make sure you check out the sale this year, as there'll be some of those fresh new genetics on offer in the slur business. If you want an exotic mix, a little bit different twist on paper, take a look at North 42 Cattle Company and their online bull and female sale February 16th and 17th on DLMS Farmgate. These are our 3 Solaire heifers from the barn fields at North 42 Cattle Company. We're going to get some comments on our pen of 3 purebred heifers, again sponsored by the County of Grande Prairie, number 1.
Both of these sets of heifers are a really nice set of heifers. We're going to ultimately go with the Charolais as our first place. I think that they just match up a little bit better in their type and kind. There's a heifer in there that kind of doesn't mesh in with the other 2 quite as good, but I think as an overall group they click together a little bit better. They're very deep made green heifers that just really show off a nice showcase of the Charolais breed, and I think these are going to be a very nice set of purebred heifers for these newer breeders. They're 15 years, right, Mark? 15 years, right? That's fantastic. So they're going to be a fantastic set of heifers. These Solaire heifers here, there's nothing wrong with this pen of heifers. I think that all 3 of these heifers are very, very good. I just don't think that they match up quite like the Charolais heifers in front of them. I think that all 3 of them, they don't quite click in as good. But I think that there's lots of quality there. They're very deep-middled heifers, very good feed on them, and I think are going to be a fantastic set of heifers in the pasture. I just don't think that they match up quite today as good as the Charolais heifers in front of them. Thank you.
Well, let's put our hands together and congratulate our exhibitors in this class. First place goes to entry number 400, entry from Crooked Creek Cattle Company with the pen of Charolais heifers. Second place, reserve champion in our pen of 3 purebred heifers, goes to North 42 Cattle Company, pen number 401. I'd like again to thank our sponsors, the County of Grande Prairie, number 1. We're going to get some quick pictures, and then we are going to move into our Best in the Piece Supreme Champion class. We are going to be pulling the items in the silent auction, so head over there. We are going to pull the auction items, so if you're standing there for a mad bid off, now is the time to do it. If you want a cat fight over something, bring it into the ring. We'll broadcast it and see what happens. More money for the Congress, the better. If you are successful in purchasing an item, we would ask you to please go over and pay for that item. You'll pick your item up right there. We are going to pull those sheets now as we get ready for our Best in the Piece Supreme Champion class, sponsored by Dawson Co-op Home and Agro. This is one of the unique things that the Peace Country Beef Congress Committee has added for 2025 is we're going to have our Supreme Champion class. So what that does is we are going to bring together our champion bull from our individual bull from yesterday, our champion female from our open show or junior show, and our champion steer from the open and junior show. The way that turns out is we've got 3 entries that will be joining us in our final class of the day in our Best in the Peace Supreme Champion class. So sheets have been pulled, and here are the winners of all the items. If you did purchase something, this is the Trow Nutrition Lunchbox. Peter Martins, you're the successful winner. Head that direction and you can pay for the auction items. Here is our butcher basket from Sinbad Butchers. Jim Peel, head that direction. You are the winning bidder. This is a sign and slave from Sorensen Cattle Company. Caleb Lawrence, you are the winning bidder. This is our wireless outdoor speaker, donated by RG Farms. Ava, you are the winning bidder. Ava, you know who you are. We have your phone number. So the wireless outdoor speaker at $250. Ava, you head over that direction. This is the big wireless outdoor speaker. Oh, this is the same page. Cancel that. Okay, we're now on to the jewelry box and flashlight donated by Don Oberg Auction Services. Willow Bar Ranch, you are the successful Willow Bar Ranch. You won the bid on the jewelry box from Don Oberg Auction Services. The wine box set comes to us donated by Triber Farms. Joan Petluck, you are the winning bidder of the wine. The shot basket from the Peace Country Congress, Catherine Dick, you are the winning bidder there. The wireless speaker and hat from Shortgrass Farms, Angela Oberg, you are the winner bidder of that. The wireless speaker and hats from Shortgrass Farms. The gift basket, sweater, cup, and calendar from the Shorthorn Association, Charles Wolgamuth. Charles Wolgamuth, you're the winning bidder from the Shorthorn Association. The gift basket, another one from Shorthorn Association, is Alan Karn. You are the winning bidder, so head over that direction, Alan. Kinsley Patterson is the winner of the grooming supplies donated by Triber Farms. Again, Kinsley Patterson, thank you guys very, very much. So our winning bidder here of our commission credits from North Central Livestock Exchange, Bob Donaldson, you've won one, and Todd Donaldson. If you guys head over there, each of you have received a commission credit. You purchased the $300 commission credit from North Central Livestock Exchange. Bloom Enterprises donated our 1,000 kilograms bulk bag of feed. Naomi Triber, you've won the bid on 1,000 kilogram from Bloom Enterprises. Thank you guys very much. Crooked Creek Cattle Company donated a pail of grooming supplies. That is Oli Roosevelt. Olin Roosevelt, you have won the bid on the pail of grooming supplies from Crooked Creek Cattle Company. The John Deere baler from KD Ranch is the winning bidder is Dwayne Lind. Thank you very much, Dwayne, on your John Deere baler. The vet set from Built Right Sheds, Caleb Lawrence. You are the winning bidder of the vet sets. The robot from Triber Farms, Don Oberg. From one robot to another, Don Oberg, you're the winning bidder. You owe me. $1,000 bull voucher from Blazing J Semitals. The winning bidder is Riley Strand. So Riley Strand, you are the winning bidder of the $1,000 bull credit from Blazing J. The Andes Clippers, donated by Rio Grande Angus. The winning bidder on them is Quinn Peterson. So Quinn, you are the winning bidder of the the Andes Clippers. Thank you very much from Rio Grande Angus on your donation. The doormat from Wapadee's Edge is Joe Rooney. Joe Rooney, you're the winner bidder of the doormat. Next off is the 50% voucher from DBK Genetics. Thank you very much for your donation, and that's a 50% off voucher on your next flush. Is Nicole Sorensen. You are the winning bidder on that. Thank you very much for your donation from DBK. And we've got a $1,000 bull voucher credit donated by KCal Ranch. And that is the winning bidder on that is Shannon Dennis. So Shannon Dennis is the winning bidder on the $1,000 credit from the KCal Ranch. And that is all. So if you did get announced as a winning bidder, please make your way over to the table. Ladies will be set up there to take payment. Please come. You can e-transfer, bring cash or check, and pick your item up here as quick as possible so we don't have to deal with that. If you heard your name, please come on over, pay for your item, and we look forward to wrapping that up. Mother, come back. Well, first of all, before we get too far in this final class, Andrew Miller has been our official barn boss, and Andrew's been getting everything lined up in and out. We want to thank him very, very much for everything that they have done. And let's put our hands together here for a quick second for Emily Key, all the hard work she's done as our coordinator of the Beef Congress. Emily's done a great job putting this all together. We'd also like to recognize the board of directors of the Peace Country Beef Congress: Colby Clausen, Chelsea Dillabo, Hunter Jacqueline, Becky Kimley, Nicole Sorensen, Morgan Lamontagne, Braden Go, and Ryan Green have all been big-time board of directors that have put a lot of hard work into putting the Peace Country Beef Congress on for 2025. So thank you very much to Emily, Andrew, for all the walking you've done, and everybody else on the board, our ring people over the last couple days, and everyone for being part of it. Thank you guys all very, very much for making the Beef Congress what it was and is for 2025. Well, it looks like we should have 3 animals lined up. Let's bring in our Supreme Champion entrants for 2025. Out of our first, this is our champion female representing both the Open and the Junior Show. This is entry number 115. It's WFL Black Annie 4117M, exhibited by Beliski Farms. Out of our steer division, the entry from Triber Farms. This was our champion steer from Triber Farms. It's KMS Joker 70M, representing our steer division. And out of our Cattleman's Choice last night and our Bull Show, the entry from Brandel Cattle Company. I can't flip my page quite quick enough, but Brandel Cattle Company is BCC Mr. Incredible. BCC Mr. Incredible 82L, the entry from Brandel Cattle Company. So these are our 3 entries representing the Best in the Peace Supreme Champion class for 2025. This is the last class that we're going to expect our judges, Mr. Garen Skeels and Trinity Martin, are going to evaluate these 3 animals, and they're going to come up with what they feel the Best in the Peace Supreme Champion Female or Bull Supreme Champion Animal for the 2025 Peace Country Beef Congress.
The world outside is mad and cold. You don't grow up, you just grow old. Soon it's
Again, we'd really like to thank our sponsors of this Best in the Peace Supreme Champion class, Dawson Co-op, Home and Agro. I want to run through our sponsors just one more time as we're evaluating this final class. This is a great list of sponsors that we've had for the entire day here. The MD of Greenview, Bloom Enterprises, Foster's Agri World, Douglas Lake Equipment, Country Junction Feeds, Ole Farms, Emerson Trail Vet, Saddle Hills County, County Vet Pump Out, MNP, FCC, Keddy's Farm Supply, the County of GP, Willow Creek Semitols, Tire Pro, Dawson Creek Co-op, some of our great sponsors we've had throughout the weekend here. And I think for the last time, let's put our hands together and thank Garen and Trinity for all the hard work and evaluating our cattle. We're going to turn the mic over to them for the last time for the 2025 Beef Congress as they give us some comments on the Best in the Peace Supreme Champion animal.
Well, me and Trinity would just like to thank the PCBC for having us out here. This is a fantastic little show, and they said that this is the biggest numbers they've had, and I think that if they're gonna continue to do the things that they've been doing, this is gonna be a show that's gonna go on for a very long time and continue to gain popularity. This is a great show, and I think they deserve a big round of applause. All three of these animals that are in here, I think, are cattle that are very usable in their types. I mean, it's very interesting to be able to compare, a steer, a heifer, and a bull all in one class. But ultimately, we just ended up going with the animal I think that we believe is the most complete animal in this class. The animal that, is the most free of moving, the animal that has the most depth of rib, the most look and style to them, and the animal I think is going to do the best in this industry that we're in today. And with that, Trinity's going to go select our grand champion. So thank you guys very much for having us out here. We really appreciated it.
Well, thank you very much. Again, we want to thank our sponsors, Dawson Co-op, Home and Agro, our Best in the Peace Supreme Champion sponsor for 2025. Well, it looks like it's going to be a female for the 2025. Congratulations goes to Beliski Farms with the entry of WFL Black Annie 4117M. He's going to be our Supreme Champion for the Best in the Peace 2025. Well, on behalf of everybody at the Peace Country Beef Congress, we'd like to thank everyone very, very much for exhibiting and being part of the show. We want to thank all of not only our sponsors, but all the exhibitors back in the barn and all of our table vendors around. That is going to kind of wrap up everything for the show here in the show ring. Make sure you take a quick look around, stop in, see any of those vendor tables in the auditorium here over the next 15 minutes. We do appreciate everyone being part and being with us for the Bull Congress in 2025. We look forward to seeing everyone back next year for the 2026 show.